Hello and welcome to LearningEngineer.com, where we engineer learning for efficiency. My name is Michael Langdon, and today what I would like to do is talk about the difference between active and passive voice. And basically the way I was brought up was that it's best to write things as active voice as opposed to passive voice. The problem is that people oftentimes get passive voice and active voice wrong. And if you want to listen to an extended lesson about this, I recommend this piece at npr.org called Passionate About the Passive Voice. It's by a linguist by the name of Jeff Numberg. It's right here, is his name. And if you type his name into the search box up here, you'll get a lot of stories, articles by him. But this one does a great job of telling you about the passive voice. And so I really say you should go look at that, but that's just my recommendation. Now I'm going to give you an abbreviated version of his story about the passive voice. So here we have active and passive voice. Now what I'm going to do is kind of show you some active voice things you might see. So one of the best places to look is headlines. So you might have Syrian army fires on protesters. Alright, this might be a headline, but I'm going to just put it all in. Okay, so we have our subject is the army. Syrian is an adjective telling us what kind of army actually here first. And then what did the army do? They fire on protesters. So the army fires on protesters. Okay? And this would be something you would write if you wanted to highlight the doer. Okay? If we wanted to highlight the victim in this, if we wanted to talk about the protesters, then we would write this in passive voice. And we would write it as protesters were fired on by the Syrian army. Okay? So here we've taken the object, which is protesters, and we moved it to the front. We've taken fires, and we've turned it into fired. But if you notice here, we've also added this linking verb, were. And that's really the hallmark of a passive voice sentence, is that you'll have what would normally be the object of the sentence moved to the subject. You have this linking verb here, is, was, were, am. And then right next to it is an action verb. After that, it's almost always this by preposition, by whomever did it. So let's look at another one. So here we have another one. And this would be if you were pro-shark. No, I'm just kidding. Shark attacks surfer. Okay? And so to switch that around to passive voice, we have surfer was attacked by the shark. Okay? And then if we wanted to make the sentence longer, we could say surfer. We could say, well, we should really say the surfer was attacked by a giant great white shark. Right. In the cove near Waters Point. I'm just making this up, okay? So that would be a longer sentence, because I know all the time when we give students or people explanation sentences or example sentences, oh, these super short sentences, so I like to write a longer sentence just to show how it would look in the longer sentence, and it really doesn't look that much different. Again, we have our linking verb in front. Here we have, of course, our active voice is shark attacks surfer. But if we wanted to talk about the surfer, then we would say surfer was attacked by the shark. The surfer was attacked by a great white shark in the cove near Waters Point. I just made all that up, okay? But that's the point. There's a linking verb, there's an action verb, and then usually a by prepositional phrase that starts with the word by. That's passive voice. Okay?